Hello. All right, guys. So we're going to talk today about you just getting pissed off right now, okay? I'm one where, I don't like surprises. I don't like when things just kind of creep up on me. I always try to stay ahead of the game. And I do that, all the time. I drive my husband nuts because I'm that person where I see an accident ready to happen before it happens kind of thing. Maybe that's a mom thing. I don't know. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP, and I help parents like you gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. And that is teachers, that is care providers, that is paraeducators, that is grandparents, that is everybody, okay? So I've noticed, this summer, while I've been taking my break and, relaxing, like my IEPs are getting ready to start back come next week. I was supposed to have one today, but we continued it till the beginning of August. And I'm like, oh dear God, here it goes. It's ready to, it's gonna begin. And what a year is it's gonna be, right? So make sure you look at the bottom. You have to click the link. I'm gonna post it for you. If you're watching from the group, so that you can make sure that your picture is basically seen on StreamYard. So let me pull that up for you real quick. It's so frustrating because they do it for the group only. So I'm going to post the link for you now so that we can kind of get that over with. Okay. I just posted it. So hopefully you guys got it. All right. It's like StreamYard.com/Facebook, blah, blah, whatever. Okay. And it's just because groups are whatever with Facebook. And so it's a pain in the ass. So you have to click that, say, yes, she can see my picture and who's saying hello. But you don't have to do that on the page. Hi, Gina. How are you? Okay, so we're going to talk about, just getting pissed off now instead of wait, So we had COVID, right, that year. That was quite the experience, right? Yeah, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. So see, this is what I see, y'all. If you said hello there, that's what I see if you haven't done that whole StreamYard thing, just to show you. Okay, so yes, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. I know it's been like two months since I've gone live. I had to take a brain dump break because you know what? For me to be good at what I do, I realized after COVID and last year that I just needed a freaking break. I was going batshit crazy and getting so emotionally involved in all my cases. And, it was an amazing year, I have to say, lots of wins, like all of them, but one, it was amazing. Okay. Got 2 of my clients who went to, mediations, $38,000 to go to Linda Mubel. And it was an amazing year, but I drove myself batshit crazy. And so I took 2 months off. I took Skylar to Disney World. Well, I took myself to Disney World too. And, you know, I'm still keeping it low key. IEP start next week. But this year's, it's kind of like we had COVID. That was an experience. Last year was where school districts were facing that hit, you know? It's kind of like the housing market, right? Where I got screwed, you know, in 2000, what was it? Seven, 2007, where everything 6 and 7 like crashed. I think it was 7. So don't mark me on that date, but like, I think it was 6 and 7, everything like crashed. And so I bought in 7. And then in 2008, or no, things were really high. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, that's what it was. And then 8 and 9, it like went crazy where it was totally a buyer's market. Right. Okay. And so I got totally screwed, but it's like, how are we supposed to know? Right. But it's like that with IEPs where like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, it's kind of like the market, you know, where you never know when you're going to get screwed, you know? Here's what's going to happen. This is my prediction. Okay. Typically, and the director of special education for my school district has said, and this is I'm quoting her, because I said, so, you know, what's your thoughts on, you know, when I say this, you know, it always happens. I mean, aren't I right? And she said, yep, this is how she did it. Yep, I have to say, most of the time when you call it right. And now, granted, that was with my own child, just like all of you. That's why I say go with your gut, because typically when you call it, even when they gaslight you, don't let them do that. Ignore what they're saying. All right. If your gut is saying, no, it's this, because you start questioning, they're saying this, you're saying this. Well, I thought I wanted this, and they're saying that. And you feel like a nutbag, right? Nope. Go with exactly what you thought. That's when you know you're right. Okay. You're always going to be right if you go with that. Okay. I can't promise you. I don't make promises. I try not to say always. I try not to say never. But for the most part, you will be right. All right. Because as parents, as grandparents, we just have those connections, you know, and it's just within our inner being where we have these gut instincts and we have to go with it. All right. If we're wrong, we're wrong. We own it, say you're sorry, and move on. All right. But go with your gut. All right. So, hi, Stephanie. Hi, BB. How are you? I can't. I don't know why. Honestly, who are you? What's your name? But and I'll message you the link and stuff, and hopefully you can work it out. Okay. So I'm not going to keep you guys long today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about paraeducators. I'm excited about that. I've talked to a lot of people in reference to this, and you know, I love paraeducators when they know their stuff. I mean, there's some paraeducators on TikTok that just crack me the hell up, you know? And it's so true. Like a lot, I have to say it, you know me, I kind of call it as I see it. And again, this is not everybody. It's not always, it's not a never. Okay. Where teachers, special ed teachers, they kind of, you know, do that with the kiddos, and the paras do everything, you know. I'll never forget many times years ago, you know, walking into the, you know, self-contained classroom, or you can call it an autism classroom. They're all really self-contained. Okay. If it's not gen ed, it's more than likely pretty self-contained. All right. An autism classroom, you know, behavioral, emotional, disability classroom, stuff like that. So I remember the teacher was sitting at the desk, or kind of wandering, and I walked in, and the pairs are sitting down working with the kids, and teacher's just hanging out, you know. One time I walked in, she was texting, and that's not saying that they didn't ever do anything. It's just saying that a lot of things are put off on paras. So we're going to give them a lot of kudos tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to you about the pros and the cons of them. Okay. And we're going to talk about if your child needs a one-to-one or if they don't. Okay. Because I am not a fan of babysitting. All right. Our kids have a lot of potential. They don't need to be babysat all the time. So if your child only needs a para, a one-to-one for reading and math and not the rest of the day, then we ain't fighting for the rest of the day. We're fighting for reading and math. All right. I know moms and dads, they say, I want a pair. I want a pair. I want a one-on-one for my child. That's what my child's going to, that's how it's going to work. Now, don't get me wrong. There are children that need a pair 24/7. My daughter did for a period of time, you know, because of behavior and for safety behavior, really redirection as well. And I say those are the 3 top reasons your child needs a one-to-one. Academics is kind of the other. Okay. So we're going to get into that tomorrow. So going back to being just pissed off, just get pissed off. All right. Go have a glass of wine tonight and just get pissed off and then get over it. Get over it. Because that's how this year's going to be. All right. You're going to want certain things for your child, and it's going to be nothing but a fight. You're going to want simple things for your child, and it's going to be nothing but a fight. You're going to want, you know, to know where that data is, and it's not going to be provided to you. You're going to want more communication, and it's not going to happen. But then you're going to be fed lots of stuff. You know, oh, absolutely, we will communicate with you. Absolutely, that will happen. But I'm telling you, this year's going to be a crazy year because so much compensatory has been given. So many lawsuits have happened. So many parents are still fighting. So many lawsuits are still pending. You know, the budget is there. They all got their budgets. All right. And now it's figuring out how they're going to spend it. All right. When our children are entitled to part of that budget, and those federal funds, and, you know, really focusing. Hey, Christina, how are you? How are you? All right. It's so good to see everybody on here. Make sure you share this. Okay. We will start the end of the month in August, and I'll take the rest of July, where you guys will get, I gave Amazon cards and different things as if you guys shared. The more people shared, the more, you know, your name goes into my hat, and you would get Amazon cards and stuff like that. Okay. I would just simply text the Amazon card to you or whatever it was that we were giving out. Okay. So, that is always lots of fun, just something fun to do, just to share and get. My thing is if I can help just one person and somebody pay it forward, then that's what it's all about. That's why my membership is getting ready to come out, so that I can teach you guys. And, you know, I was reading my sales. I'll just tell you, you know, I was reading my sales page today for the membership, and I was going over it, you know, with my copywriter, because she has like words that I just don't have. And, you know, I was writing my story, you know, and then she kind of puts it together. Right. So I'm writing my story, and, you know, I'm saying how, I went through hell for 6.5 years, and, that finally I figured it out, you know, after getting my Google PhD and, you know, thinking I was the shit. I knew my stuff. Okay. And I didn't. I did not know my stuff. Like I went online, I researched autism, I researched dyslexia, I researched ADHD, I researched all the things I needed to research. I researched IEPs. Pete Wright lives like an hour and 15 minutes from me. I did all those training. I did what I had to do to know my stuff. I did. And I got my Google PhD. I'm very proud of it. Okay. You guys might have one too. Didn't help me at all in IEP. Didn't do shit. I got all the stuff. I got all the books. All the rights law books. Let me show you. All this stuff. Love him. Love the training. All right, now I have what I call my Bible. This is my Bible. All right, this is your IEP Bible. All right, you want to know the laws? That's your Bible. But here's the thing: I know how to use the Bible now, but that's not what we're taught online. We're online. We got all this stuff put up here. All this stuff. It's like going to college. All right, we get our college degree online in regards to our children, and half the time, not even. And we got all this knowledge up here. I know all of you, because I've talked to many of you. I mean, I guess I could say thousands now, parents. And you guys are smart. You guys know what it is your child needs. You guys know that they're violating your rights. You guys know, you're like, they're not respecting my rights. They're doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this. So you have the knowledge. But I figured out because me, that's why, reading behavior, my thing, that's my jam. All right. And that's where my expertise is on top of all things IEP. But I realized that the game, it's a game. I was talking to an attorney the other day. I was like, the judge I was telling you about. And I was like, it's a politics game. And absolutely it is. He knows that. I knew that. But the thing is when we have all this knowledge, it's kind of like we graduate with a degree or not, but we have this knowledge. But if we don't put it into practice, we're going to suck. All right. And then we have all this knowledge. We put it into practice. We're not really that great. What makes us better? Practice makes perfect. But this is why the IEP process sucks shit. Okay, I'm just going to call it as it is. All right, so for those of you who are new watching me, I definitely have a mouth on me. I try, but it just doesn't work. So, it is what it is. And I own it. But I try to keep it really real for you. And I realized that the IEP process is not just that. It's not, we graduated with our Google PhD and now we are ready for that IEP. We got all this freaking knowledge. We got it. All right. We know what our kids want and we got the law. We know. You and I both know that shit doesn't do shit in the IEP meeting. All right. The problem, I know the problem because I had the problem. I had the sickness. The sickness was I had all this knowledge and didn't know what the hell to do with it in the IEP meeting. I had no idea what to say. I mean, I could have got my book out and said, in accordance to such and such law, it says that, you have to send me a meeting notice at minimum 5 days in advance of the IEP meeting. And if you don't, it's a violation. You have to provide my child FAPE. You're not providing my child FAPE. You need to give my child, more speech therapy because my child's not speaking right. And, that's not appropriate. So you need to give my child more speech. My child's acting out, and I'm getting letters every day, and my child needs a one-on-one, so you need to give my child a one-on-one. That's the shit I would do. Yep, that's what I would do, and I'd expect that you got to do it. What do you mean no? Why are you telling me no? My child needs it. So I had to learn, going in there doing that 50 freaking million times. I had to learn how to take that knowledge that was implanted into my brain, all right, and having the personality that I do, that is, I ain't giving up. I mean, you're going to see my face. You're going to be so. That's probably why my child gets what she needs, because they don't want to see my face. They literally said, we cannot deal with you. We can't deal with you. Okay, no problem. But that's what you need to do. You need to make them hate you. That sounds so freaking bad. I mean, I know I'm gonna have some haters out there. Whatever, say what you want to say. I don't care. But it's true. Make them not want to see your face. You want your child to get what they need? Make them not want to see your face. All right? Be so far stuck up their butt that they want you gone. Go away. Leave me alone. My director of special ed said to me, I work so much on your case, I can't get anything else done. I said, good. 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 Like I was telling a parent the other day. All right? When I'm working on a case, it's about your child. I don't care about any other child. I'm going to say that again. When I'm working with you, my client, I don't care about any other child but yours. When I'm in that meeting, that's what I'm there for. Not you, them. Okay? So I don't give a shit about any other child at that point. When I was fighting for my daughter, do you think that I cared about everybody else's kids at that point? No. But there came a point, all right, as I'm fighting and I'm getting better at what I did and getting past all of those hiccups of what the hell do I say? How do I say it? And how do I get to be where I'm 10 steps ahead of them? I go into an IEP meeting knowing the opposition before that meeting. I know it. I've done it a long time, 17 years now. But that's how you prepare. You prepare from the end result back. Not from the beginning to the end to the back. All right, what do you want? I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Okay, what do I got to do to get it? What do I have to do to support it? All right? That's why in my process, if your child hasn't had an evaluation in the last year, and it's been more than a year, they're getting an evaluation, period. Because that is exactly what I go by. And I know how to read them with my eyes closed. And it pisses school districts off. And this is what I was telling the parent. It pisses them off because I literally go through it word for word. And as we're reviewing it, I make them read it word for word. Oh, that really pisses them off. All right. Because they want to read the summary. We ain't reading the summary. We're reading the whole damn thing. You wrote it. Read it. You know why? Because when they read it, they're hearing it for themselves. Have you ever just written something down and, it didn't really stick? I got to write it, hear it. I'm like all three, whatever the hell they are. Writing, hearing, and doing. What's the third one? So I got to do it all. But if I hear it and then I put it on paper, then it sinks in. All right. Okay. So who's this? Make sure you click that link. Here, I'm going to post it again. If you're in the group so that that I can see your picture. I just posted it again, y'all. All right. Hello. So you have to hear it again. All right. And so I make them read it from scratch. And they'll say to me, do I have to read the background? Sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no. It depends on if I want to be a bitch or not. If they've pissed me off. Um, if they haven't pissed me off, then I'm like, nah, you don't have to read the background. But sometimes I want them to read the background because I want them to hear the disability piece. All right, that the parent's gone and gotten, or if there's something I want them to hear. All right, I got you guys. Keep asking questions. I am going to answer them. But sometimes I'll say, no, you can skip to the evaluative part, you know? I'm very much, when I say, sometimes I'll have them read it just to be a bitch. I'm not trying to be mean. All right. But if they've caused a lot of issues and they've stalled and they've caused a lot of heartache, like before the first IEP meeting, even for the parent, I'll deal with it. But it's stressful for my client, the parent, because they're like, why are they doing this? Why do they keep stalling? Why do they keep not wanting to provide my child what she needs or he needs? I don't get it. And I'm like, it's the process, just be patient. Things don't happen overnight, all those things. But it's like, if they do that, then I'm pissed off. All right. But if they work with us, then it's a totally different story. Things go a totally different way. Have I had a school district it's just smooth sailing? Hell no. Why do you think that I want to teach parents how to go and kick some ass in the IEP meeting, which is what my membership's about? It's not about your Google PhD, because more than likely we all have that. All right. It's about, what do you do with it? I got all this stuff. I got all this information. I know they're violating my rights. Now, what do I do with it? How do I make shit happen with all this knowledge that I know? Why isn't it happening? What am I doing wrong? I keep trying and trying and trying, and it's not happening, and my child's suffering because I can't get it right. And you know why I'm saying this to you? Because it's what I said to myself. It's how I felt. I'm failing my child. I feel like literally a piece of shit. I feel like I can't help her. And I'm catching these people in lies and nothing's being done about it. And I was so angry and frustrated and just kind of just baffled at the fact that these things were happening. And, how districts and administrators would talk in IEP meetings as if they knew my freaking child and they hadn't even ever met my child. And I would get so frustrated. And I would leave meetings, I would cry, I'd be on my phone asking for another IEP meeting because, when you ask for an IEP meeting, they have to have a meeting within 30 days. And I would get sick to my stomach before IEP meetings. It was a mess. So when school districts are like, you're a lot, are definitely an aggressive advocate. Yeah, because I went through the hell. All right. I feel what my parents feel, not their exact situation, but I have been through it, and I tell school districts that. So they know from the get-go that pain and that suffering and that peace is there for me. So all of these things that are happening, what does it do? What does it do to me? It stirs the pot. You know how like you could, in relationships, right? You work through things, you think everything's good. Sorry about my dog's barking. Probably Amazon. You know how you work on things and you're like, all right, I'm going to let bygones be bygones, right? But then like something happens and it like stirs those feelings back up and you just flip the shit. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm not the only psycho here with that one, okay? And it just stirs up all those feelings of what you felt before. And you just react. right? And those are the things that happen. And there's times where I'm like, okay, you know, I definitely let it out that time. I own when, I'm wrong. Like I just sent an email to a provider and I was like, you're totally right on that one. But it wasn't an argument or anything. But if they're right, they're right. I want them to know they're right. I don't want them to think that, oh, you're just wrong and you guys are just crap heads all the time, because that's not how it is, But, at the same time, I look at things and the reality of things and how, we as parents get just so frustrated. And when those things happen, not just for me, but for you, when, even say you're starting a new school or, you feel like you're starting fresh because you have new teachers or whatnot. And then that pot gets stirred again, all those feelings come out. And so that new teacher, so to speak, or those new people get that. All right. Get that frustration. They get that stuff that we have because of the past and what has happened and the crap that we've been put through. So I say to teams, look, you have to understand where we're coming from. This is what we've dealt with. Not that that's your problem because you're a new team or whatever the case is, right? So say it's not their fault, so to speak. But you have to understand where we're coming from. So if we come across a bit crass and a bit, emotionally aggressive, we apologize for that. However, it is your problem now. You took on that problem, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And so that's where we find ourselves in this funkiness because, they have to take on the problem. They get pissed off. They got to take on the problem. They don't want to provide what's needed and appropriate because they're the same way as everybody else. It's the same shit. They just came across nicer from the get-go because they were new. Okay? Sorry, I clicked that by accident. But those are the things that you guys have to prepare yourself for this year. This is like almost every year, but this year things are going to happen that are going to really tick you off. And I tell parents, don't you ever sit on your butt and not do anything over the summer. Shit happens over the summer. Okay. And that's when you can get ahead of the game and get that IEP right away when school starts instead of wasting time. Because let me tell you, we all know that they stall it out to Christmas and then you're not getting a good IEP until the freaking new year, if not by the end of the year, because it's not a one-stop shop. My process, go to the first meeting, talk about evaluations, talk about concerns, talk about what evaluations we're going to do, et cetera, move on, have evaluations done, then go over evaluations in a meeting, review them in depth, because the first meeting is always typically, we're all on the same page. We are understanding. We are with you. All the things that's said, right? I don't think we disagree. That's what one of the attorneys just responded to me. I don't think we're far from being in agreement here. She said, okay, cool. Let's see if that's the truth. It's not. It's not. It would be a freaking miracle. But that's what they said. And so then when we're going over the evaluations, when they get nice and pissed off because I have them read it. And then as they're reading it, I'm like, okay, you finished that section. All right. So I just want to note this need right here and this need right here. So I just want to make sure that that's noted. So when you draft up the present levels, that's definitely noted. Make sure you take out, this is what I'm saying to them. Make sure you take out those mays. Okay. And it appears, okay. And all those things that aren't fact. If you wrote something that isn't fact, then take it out. They're like, because I'm like, may, appears. There's other words. The child could. I mean, I could do something too, but I didn't. So why are we talking about what I could do or what I may do or what it appeared to you, what I'm doing. Because how it appears to me and how it appears to you may be totally different. So I don't really give two shits what it appears. I want facts in that present level. All right. So as we're going over evaluations, fine tooth comb, y'all. That's why my course is coming out on present levels on goals. I'm going to teach y'all. All right. How I go through those damn present levels. I make them crazy. And the funny thing is they try to argue putting the stuff in there when they did the evaluation. It's the dumbest shit. I talk about, even to my husband or friends, I'm like, and I don't talk about names or anything like that, but I'll say, I don't get it. This is what I've said recently. I've said, I don't get it. Tell me what you guys think about this. All right, come on. I want to see all of y'all's comments. Bring it. I know you got something to say. All right. What link, Millie? A 404. What link are you talking about? I don't know what link you're talking about. So let me know. Okay. Are you talking about the StreamYard link thing? Let me see. Let me click it myself. See what it says. It is. You are right. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, here we go. Info. All right, here it is, y'all. All right, I'm gonna post it now. Sorry about that. There, I posted it. All right, so it's like, all right. Did you get it? Let me know. You got it. Okay. So hopefully that helps. So they changed the link is what they did. All right. So streamyard.com/Facebook. I put it on there. It's scrolling to at the bottom. All right. Yes, Dana. New Year's are so hard. Hopefully you're doing good, girly. We're gonna have to catch up. Hopefully you're doing good. How do you know they're following what's in the IEP? Shit, girl or guy, whoever you are. You don't. All right, you don't. You can only hope and pray, but how you're gonna know certain things is by that data. All right. And you're gonna know when they make up data and the dates because they always screw up. Always. All right. When they're like, oh shit, I didn't write the data. So let me do it right now for the past like 7 months. So they're writing their data. They screw up. They screw up. There is a screw up. You just got to look for it. But I can guarantee you there's going to be a screw up. All right. So that's how you know that they like just wrote it right then, the data. It's so funny. True data is so true, Sabrina. And the funny thing is when they screw up and call them out on it, they can't say anything about it because it's so apparent. And it, like I have a case right now where they did that and they put a Saturday, and then they put, a time where the child wasn't even at school yet. The child didn't get to school till a certain time, and the service provider put several times a different time before the child even got to school. I mean, you can't digest any more bullshit than that. You know what I mean? Sometimes, when we see stuff like that, you see me laugh about it right now, but in all actuality, in the meeting, I am not laughing. I am not laughing when I catch it. I am not laughing in the meeting. If you want to know what I am, is real good and pissed the hell off. All right, I'm real good and pissed off. As people, we all screw up and make mistakes. We F up all the time. Some worse than others. Who cares? What I care about, though, okay, is people don't repeat those mistakes. All right? We see celebrities or whoever, this person went to jail for 3 months because they did this, or, they paid people in college and some dumb shit. Okay? Whatever. I mean, if you killed somebody and you're doing bad things to kids, okay, yeah, go to jail, But it's like, we have school districts harming children. Okay? I just wrote a letter. Let me read this to you. All right? I'm not going to give names, guys, because I can't do that. But I just want to read a little bit of this to you. All right. You guys ready to listen to this for a little bit? Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share. And for those of you who are just jumping on, post a 1 below if it's your first or third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. And make sure that you share this and post that you shared this so that I can put your name in the hat so that you can get the goodies at the end of each month. Okay? All right. So here is me kind of going after them because I've kind of had it. All right. Let me think about what I want to read to you. Okay, here we go. At the age of 4, on October 5th, 2020, the student started the early intervention and special education services with blank school. Since August 2021, the student has not received FAPE. This is the letter that I sent yesterday. Initial evaluations demonstrated that the student is well behind her peers in cognitive, academic, and social abilities. The student has not been given the opportunity to be in the, just listen to this shit. The student has not been given the opportunity to be in general education and in a general education classroom with typical peers in any capacity. And this is a student that does not need to be in a self-contained class at all. You have removed the student's rights to be in a regular classroom and to be provided the opportunity to be in the least restrictive environment, which you are legally obligated to do unless her needs cannot be met in any way or accommodated in the LRE, least restrictive environment. You have not even tried this and even attempted to convince the parents, this is what they did, that if she agreed to a self-contained classroom, her child would receive more time and attention. So as a parent who didn't know, she was like, oh yeah, I want my child to receive all this time and attention and this and that and the other, and sign the paper that her child was going to be in a restricted environment versus gen ed, not realizing the whole picture. All right. Let me get this off. All right. You have not even tried this. Okay, so self-contained. Okay, so you have not even tried this and attempted to convince the parent that if she agreed to a self-contained classroom, her child would not receive would receive more time and attention from her teacher. So not only has the student who does not need a self-contained classroom never been provided the opportunity to be in the LRE, the student has not even been recommended to receive a partial removal for specially designed instruction in order to better meet her needs and the rest of the time the student be in the LRE with all the appropriate and individualized accommodations necessary. I went on to say, and I said, the goal is for the student to make educational progress in lieu of her disabilities and to be provided with what is individually needed and appropriate in order for her, in order for this to happen. FAPE. All right. The district's actions, and I named the director's name, has negatively impacted the student and has caused educational harm. The egregious and deliberate actions of the district, specifically by you, I'm referencing the director of special education. I said by you, the director of special education, and the case manager. These actions have been done with the full knowledge and understanding of what you are doing, and even with the data and history. I personally have explained the violations to you, and for them to only be ignored. Due to your full knowledge and understanding of what the district and staff has been doing and how they are conducting themselves, along with removing the parents' rights as equal team members, constitutes a clear case of what is called deliberate, and I'm telling you guys this, and what I said, a clear case of deliberate indifference, of intent to harm and neglect. All right. So deliberate indifference is when somebody deliberately, intentionally, and knowingly intends to harm. That could be physically, that could be emotionally, that could be academically with an IEP, okay? In any way around those areas, all right? So in the legal terms of it, you can Google it and all that yourselves, but deliberate indifference is when somebody knows what they're doing and knows it's wrong. Okay. And so I said a clear case of deliberate indifference, of intent to harm and neglect. So it's educational harm and neglecting the child. Okay. I went on to say the district has ignored the fact they have violated IDEA on multiple counts and has continuously failed to provide a qualified student with a disability FAPE, including the provisions of related services, aids and services, designed to meet the student's individual needs. This is in violation of Section 504, implementing regulations at 34 CFR 104.33. As all children have a right to the LRE. All right. What else did I say? I went on. I don't want to read it the whole thing to you. I just want to give you the kind of, another thing. Here's the other thing that they did. The district has ignored the student's right to ESY services, stating, "We do not offer services during the summer," and is not working with the family to ensure a meeting occurred to discuss ESY, even if just to discuss ESY and nothing else. The district's actions have showed that this was not important and the student was not important. In regards to, I go on about IEP dates and so on and so forth. Bottom line, the district has violated so many different areas in regards to this child within a 1-year period. This is a baby. This is a kindergartner who is now going to repeat kindergarten because they're shitheads. All right. I have fought for ESY for years for kids. I always get it for them. But I've never had a school district say we don't provide services during the summer. We don't do that. What? Like, do you not know IDEA? Do you not know the state law? Like, what the heck is wrong with you? You are the director of special education. I told you on multiple occasions that you have to provide services. to this child over the summer. And she ignored us. All right. Now, here's the thing, guys. You nor I nor anybody else can control if they ignore you. But what you can control is what you say when they do. And typically, all the violations that have happened are happening, or anything else that's going on. They can't just ignore you. All right. And you have to remember, look out for all those red flags. If they're ignoring you, they did something wrong. Why are you ignoring me? There's no need to ignore me if you didn't do anything wrong. There's no need to not respond if you didn't do anything wrong. Own your shit. You make bad decisions, you pay for them. That's life. It's life. Paying for them is literally not paying for them in reality. It's giving a child what's needed and appropriate. How is that paying for anything? How is that so freaking difficult, honestly? I'll ask that question forever. I'll never have it answered, ever. I will never have that answered. Why is it so difficult? Why do school districts always fight giving a child what's needed and appropriate? I don't ask for everything in the freaking kitchen sink. I don't ask for things that are nuts. I don't ask for things if the child doesn't need it. I don't. And I'll tell the parent, no, that's not something we should be asking for. That's not a fight we want to fight right now. You want to ask for that later? You want to, address that later? Things, come about that, are really honing in on that. And that's a topic that really needs to be addressed. Okay, let's do that. But right now, let's just not focus on that. That's not really up here in the priorities. We need to get this child what's needed and appropriate in order for them to make progress in the educational environment. And some of these other things, are just extras that are not necessarily needed at the time. And, because as parents, we want certain things, how that is. And as parents, we want things to happen. We want, that Cadillac. And I have to kind of bring that to where I don't care if it's Cadillac, a freaking Porsche, or a go-kart. Okay. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is that child just gets what's needed and appropriate for them to succeed. That's it. That their goals are appropriate, that they make sense, that there's not 5 goals in one, 3 goals in one. Why set the child up for failure? It's stupid. Stupid. All right. If the child needs to do double-digit subtraction, keep it at that. Don't say they need to do double-digit subtraction and regrouping, because if they get double-digit subtraction and they don't get regrouping, then they failed. We don't want to set them up for failure. We want to set them up for success. So we want to say double-digit subtraction in one goal, and then we do regrouping in the other. So if they make one, awesome. They don't make one, that's fine too. We keep going. Got it? And so the schools want to put all these different goals and write them all. You should hear some of these goals. I mean, actually, you'll hear it in my course. But I mean, the way some people write goals, whoever it is, blows my mind sometimes. Some of them are bad. Some of them are not bad, I will say. But did you guys know that a lot of teachers use like these programs to write goals? I'm going to let y'all go because I've been on here a while. But they use program, and they'll ask each other, what program do you use? Why do you need, how do you use a program and get a child what's individually needed? How's that program going to know? You put in all these like information and questionnaires for each child, and I don't know, the program comes up with some dumb shit, because I haven't seen a program that has come up with good goals. Show me that program. And that's not individual goals. Individual goals are based on their evaluations, are based on the teacher's observations, and then we collaborate as a team, because we don't want to go off the teacher's observations solely, because that is opinion. And so we want that opinion, we want that thought process, we want their brains and input along with the parents and the teams, and then we put that together with the assessments, and we create this amazing plan. But I sure as hell don't know how some program is going to create an individually appropriate IEP. It's not. I don't get it. And then the school districts, yeah, they have these programs. They use these programs that they put their IEPs on, that all their information for IEPs are run under. That's where they enter the information. And then they want to sit and tell us, oh, well, that's not in the drop-down box. So write it somewhere. I don't care about your drop-down box. What doesn't allow us to put it? Well, you're going to put that shit in the IEP. I don't care where you put it. You can attach a piece of paper to the IEP, but you're putting it in the IEP. I don't care about your system. I don't care about your Dropbox. I don't care that your Dropbox doesn't have data or report data collection, because guess what? It has a note section. Put it in there. Why do you argue about putting the documentation that needs to be put in there in writing into the IEP? Oh, wait, because you have to be held accountable. Damn. This is what you're going to be dealing with, parents. Okay? And you cannot let it go. You can't. You don't accept it. You don't say, and I've heard this, you don't say, I just don't know what to do anymore. I give up. I've heard, I just don't have it in me anymore. I've fought them for so many years. I'll get my child outside therapies. At this point, it is about other children too. At this point, it is about you leading the way. At this point, it's about just doing the right thing, not only for your child. If it means that you're the first parent in that school district to get and fight for XYZ, then you're going to be the parent that led the way for other children to finally get what they need, because you did your job. Okay. All right. So, hi, Erin. How are you? I think I did it correctly with the link. Okay, good. Stephanie, that's awesome. I'm pretty sure we were the first one to challenge the school with you. Who is this? Is that you, Kim? But yeah, I mean, you gotta fight. I don't want to hear. Don't call me saying, I don't know what to do anymore. I give up. Say, Raven, I need your help. I want to kick some ass. Right? Like I said on Friday, I am taking a couple new clients. I have a lot of current clients. It just calmed down over the summer. So I have a couple spots open. So if you want to give me a call, message me on WhatsApp. But don't start late. Don't wait till it's at the point where we're hitting mid-fall and you're like, we just had my first IEP, or, I saw someone post, I have my IEP next week, and it went to shit. All right. if you know in your heart of hearts and in your gut that something's not right, it's not going to go right, it's just not going to work out more than likely, then get help. Okay? If not me, get somebody that knows their shit. All right? That is going to fight for your child. All right? You know, I tell parents, yeah, at times it's an investment in putting into your child, but then after that, it's cake. You know, you've learned, you've grown, it's nothing after that, really, you know? So do what you need to do for your kids. Or like many of us have said, they're just swiped under the rug, you know? And please don't take this as, oh, all teachers are bad or any one district is bad, or this is just shit that happens. Okay. And this is fact. And do I wish it was different? Of course. But is it? No, it's not. And I've got the proof. I record all my IEP meetings, all of them. All right. There was only one school district that was against that. So I had to go to the ADA, which is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania and Illinois Illinois. I don't even know if I told y'all this last time I talked on Friday. I was like, here's the 3 states I am not doing this year. Okay. New York City. I will do anywhere in New York except the city. Pennsylvania and Illinois. All right. And funny enough is just, 2 weeks ago is when I took on the judge who's in Illinois. But because of his position, I am hoping that, they don't give us a hard time with recording. But in the meantime, I actually put in a form and some other things with the ADA, who's it's going to come back just fine. I've talked to them several times. It just takes forever for things to happen. But as many of you who've heard me for forever, I was hit by a truck in 2015, walking across the street. And I had a mild TBI where I lost all short-term memory for a long time, and I had that whole floating feeling, that comes with TBIs and the horrible headaches. And, in all honesty, it helped me actually become a better advocate because I was able to relate to that whole working memory, to that executive functioning, to that short-term memory issues. Did it all come back? Yeah. I always say that I'm 85, 90% just fine. Okay. But am I anal about putting everything in a calendar and everything else? Oh, of course. But, when you go through experiences, it makes you better. And if you use it to your advantage, which I did and how I used it to my advantage was I was able to relate. I was able to understand even more than I already did about that short-term memory. It drove me nuts. Like I remember having conversations and I would just stop. I would just stop talking because I forgot what I had to say. It was that frustrating. Can you imagine me just talking, and then I just stop and say, I'm sorry, guys. I totally forgot. I have no idea. It was so frustrating. And then, I had where I had to go to cognitive therapy. You can see the scar. My arm was decapitated. And I had to go to like occupational therapy. So I remember like my arm had to go in this like hot corn stuff and like turn and turn and turn. But anyway, I had to play with the putty to strengthen my arm. And so it made me relate. It made me not have any other choice but to be able to relate because these are some of the things that I ask for my children. the putty for sensory, right? For me, it was for strength. For other children who have, low muscle tone, it is for strength, and they have different putties for, of difficulty, like they were color coded, like blue was, I think red was the hardest, blue was the easiest, yellow was like the middle. And I remember struggling with the middle and the red, the yellow and the red, And so I relate to that feeling of frustration that the kids can go through when they're not getting it or getting, those sensory needs met, or getting having that success, because many of our kids do realize when they're not getting it or something's frustrating to them. Long story short, what I was trying to get at is because of that, the ADA is sending me a letter where school districts will no longer be able, the states that don't allow recording, they're not going to have a choice but to allow me to record. So that is a win. A positive thing came out of that. So it doesn't even have to be about my parent, which if a parent's absent, or if a parent's military, or whatever, if a parent works so much and they can't get to school, whatever, and it could be the other parent, it doesn't have to just be you, right? Then by law, they have to email you your FERPA documents, blah, blah, blah. And as far as, recording, the states that it's two-party or all-party, they can say no. I have not had that happen more than last year. I want to say 3 times in all of my IEPs. All right. But Pennsylvania and Illinois are known for it. And you need that recording. You need that recording. All right. I don't record to get them. I record to go back and listen, to hear what I said, what they said, to be able to put in writing, okay, this is what we agreed to, or this is what happened in the IEP, blah, 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 right? But it is there if you need it and need something that you need to support, something that you need, or something that was said, or it can be used in due process or whatever. But that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is for me to recall, for you to recall, for us to remember, because things are heightened in an IEP meeting. We're not memorizing everything that we're saying. They're not either. So it's a good thing for them to record too, And it's a red flag when school districts don't allow you to record. It's like, what do you have to hide? Because it's something. It's something. All right. And it's not advised by OSEP or anybody else to refuse having an IEP meeting recorded. California has some really, as much as California is different than every other freaking state, New York and California are the 2 states that are like freaking, Illinois is coming about, and Pennsylvania too, where they're just, they have their own rules and laws. But bottom line, even California allows recording, even though they're a 2-party state. You just have to give them 24 hours notice. That's it. So, which I think is awesome, and the school cannot argue it. They can't. So, that's a good thing. Hopefully some of the other 2-party states in regards to IEPs, us as parents and family members and even teachers that are wanting to advocate for the kiddos and paras. And even those of you who want to change careers, which I got a couple of those calls this summer. What can I do? Can you teach me what you do? I teach math, or I've taught, I had another one say that she was an occupational therapist that wanted to do some advocating on the side. And can you teach me, because I know OT, but I don't, know what to do in the IEP meeting. So yeah, so fight for those kids. All right. Don't pull that stuff where you're just too tired. You're done. All right. And do it for everybody else to follow. And go get pissed off tonight. I'll give you 24 hours. All right. It is 5 minutes to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Y'all got 24 hours to be good and pissed off. That's all you got. Then it's get to work. All right. 24 hours. Have a piss party. Cry. Hit the wall. Put a hole in the wall for all I care. Know that it's going to be one hell of a year. Drink some wine, white, red, pink, whatever. Have beer. Scream, hit a pillow, whatever you got to do. Like, go do it. You know what? You will feel so good. Even if you're not like mad, like really. All right. Go do it out of frustration of this whole process. And I can promise you that you will feel so much better. I did it once. I was told, like, it was this therapy session with a group that I had belonged to. And it was about parents and frustrations and the things we go through. It wasn't IEP related. But I remember learning how having a weekly meltdown is healthy. And I was like, y'all are crazy. Whatever. I'm not doing that, because she was like, don't be destructive or hurt other people. Hit pillows, all the things we tell our kids, who have like, behavior problems. Hit a pillow, scream, go outside and just scream. Maybe not in your neighborhood. And, she just gave us different things like on this piece of paper, right? And I did it. All right. I screamed. I did it at my house. I screamed at the top of my lungs. Probably, I was frustrated though, for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then I like hit the pillow and I was like crying and frustrated. I was frustrated. Okay. I didn't just do it to do it. I was really good and frustrated, but even not being and just screaming and letting out and releasing that that negative energy is going to help you in moving forward. Because it's going to release a lot of that frustration that maybe you didn't even know you had. All right. I think that too has made me a better advocate this year. I've been a little less a bitch. I'm still a bitch, totally. But I've been a little bit less because I've been able to learn. Because I learn all the time. Any advocate that tells you that they're not learning, don't ever talk to them, ever. Okay? Or any educator that doesn't want to learn or is opposed to learning, oh, that pisses me the hell off. But any educator that doesn't want to continue to learn or is open to new ideas, that's a red flag. Because we all should be learning always. Okay? And always wanting to get and be better. So, I learn stuff all the time. I learn stuff in every single IEP meeting. Every IEP meeting. I learn at least one thing in every IEP meeting. Every one. So take that, y'all. Like Sky every night after school. It's not every night, but last night, oh yeah, she and I went at it. Oh yeah. Her little 17-year-old ass that doesn't stop running her mouth. She was a nonverbal student, y'all. Nonverbal child. All right. And now that mouth, that 17, because I had to learn with Sky what was autism and what was being a teenager. That's hard. I had such a hard time. I still do. Anybody else have that problem who has a teenager and you're like, is that the autism or is that just being a teenager and then be an asshole? You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating because like she's always been my baby. She's always babied. I always protected her, blah, blah. And now Oh no, she and I went at it last night, y'all. We went at it. Debbie, yeah. I mean, oh yeah, and we're both Leos, y'all. We are both Leos. All right. My birthday is on Wednesday, and hers is next week. We're going to the Lady Gaga concert. I'm so stoked. She's really stoked. That's her favorite person. And she just happened to be coming to Jiffy Lube Live here in Northern Virginia. And so I got the tickets. Those tickets were disgustingly expensive, but hopefully it's fun. I'll take lots of pictures and video for y'all. But shoot, she and I went at it last night. All right. Because she pulled Lily's ear. Lily is Leo, my pup. All right. My little Yorkie poo. And I had it. All right. It was Consequence Central. All right. And you want to know what I took? She's grounded from her phone right now. And she's supposed to get it back on her birthday, the day we're going to the Lady Gaga concert. And guess what? She ain't getting that phone back. And I'm going to stick to it. So you know what I told her? Oh, she lost her shit last night. You want to talk about a meltdown? Oh, she had one. Mm-hmm. Did I give in? No. Just because she has autism doesn't mean I'm going to give in. Hell no. I don't know how you are as a parent, but no, she understands what she did. Some kids don't. It's different. But she understands what she did. She knows, because I said, guess what? You're not getting your phone back on your birthday, and you're not going to be able to film Lady Gaga. I'm going to do it for you. It's your fault. You shouldn't have pulled my dog's ears. Oh, she was mad. When I say mad, she was mad. I should have videotaped that. I mean, she was mad. And the words that came out of that child's mouth, and she doesn't normally cuss. No, not at all. All right? She has one word that she says when she's mad. But she is a very respectful, actually, child. And oh boy, not last night. Not last night. Okay, because see, I'm not perfect, y'all. So if you guys have meltdowns and you guys got stuff happening and you got all the stuff that happens with our kids, you know what I'm talking about, okay? You guys know. One of my parents said to me, I don't know if it's because she has autism or because she hasn't been diagnosed yet, or if it's just her, but when she has these fits and, what did she say? She was like, it was like, what did she say? It was like some evil word she used. Of course she told me to shut the fuck up. Yes, that's exactly what she told me. Yes, that is her word. It's her brother's fault. All right. But that's the only word she's got, though. The only word. Thank God. Yours had one. Busted my damn TV again. Oh, do you know, Debbie? Guy went through. This was years ago. And if you guys I'm done. So we're just chit chatting at this point. I need to go work out, though, guys. I need to work out. I haven't worked out today. But Debbie, let me tell you. Sky had low muscle tone and stuff, and she had no control of the ball, so she was just like throw the ball. And do you know, we went through, don't quote me on the number, but it was anywhere from like 8 to 15 ceiling fans. No joke. Like Lowe's knew me by name. It was bad. So, but the TV thing, oh, that would be a big deal for me. I don't know what I would do. I have a big TV. What else? Anybody else have like crazy stories? Anybody? Oh, he meant it. He was pissed. Yeah. I mean, Sky she pulled the dog's ears on purpose. And I was mad. And I was like, why? I was screaming. And I was like, why did you do that? That is evil. That is not nice. You should not have pulled the dog's ears. That hurt the dog. And I said, and the dog didn't do anything to you. Why would you hurt the dog when the dog didn't do anything to you? Do you want somebody to pull your ears? I did that whole thing. And she was like, no. And, I said, so why did you do it? And why is difficult for her? Okay. Why did you do it? Just because I don't know, and she was frustrated because she was trying to, like, she was thinking. I could tell she was thinking because she's worked on why for years and she's now grasping it. My child flipped the principal off. Oh my God. Why? My daughter, I think I told you that story. She doesn't have disabilities, my oldest. And she's 27 now, but she walked away from the assistant principal. This is a jerk assistant. I didn't like him. He had said something to her, and she was walking in the hallway. And as she was walking away, she was telling her friend, he's such an asshole. And I mean, she was 17, 18. Okay. I think she was a senior. And again, she's 27 now and a teacher in her third year and is done. That's how sad it is right now with how they're treated. But long story short, he heard it. And said something to her. She's never been really in trouble or, so it's not like he could do anything. But he called me, and because Elena, isn't normally in trouble, or, I never really had those issues with her. I mean, she was the type of child I had to ground her from reading because all she did was read books. She's an English teacher. But I asked him because I didn't like him either. He was an ass. And so when he called me, he said, I just wanted to call you and let you know that, I had Elena in the office because, she called me an asshole. And I thought about it for a second. And then I said, well, were you? I know I probably should not have said that. But I mean, I kind of kept it real, right? If you're going to be an asshole, I'm going to call you an asshole. And see, that's the difference between me and possibly some other advocates is if you're going to be an asshole, I'm going to tell you you're being an asshole. And I'm going to let you know what you're doing wrong. And I'm going to make sure that you fix it. You're going to fix it. And I'm not going to let up until you do. Okay, so you can like me, you can take me or leave me. You can not like me. I'm cool with that. What I'm even cooler with is how damn good at what I do. I am good at what I do, and my friend, and I'm not boasting. I'm not, okay? What I'm doing is like, I feel, okay, amazing at the fact that I get it done and win for the child. And my friend, who's a social worker here, said to me, she's like, you've been through a lot. This is just a couple days ago. She said, you've been through a lot. You used to definitely be a lot different. And, we've known each other for years, and, with things that I've gone through and, we all grow, she said, you're like a totally different person and for the better. And I said, what do you mean? And I was like, thank you. And she said, I'm just so happy that you found your thing, and, cause I did things locally, but I've told you guys, I've taken this on, I took everything online just several years ago. It wasn't 15 plus years ago, and so I took it online to share with everybody versus, locally and stuff like that. And she was just saying how she was so happy that, because she's a social worker, she sees this shit. She's bilingual. She's her husband's from um, El Salvador, and her kids are bilingual. One of her children has an IEP just because of being bilingual and needing speech. And she's a social worker who deals with the Spanish and Hispanic community, but also deals with everybody else, and sees the issues of children with disabilities, and especially with the minorities, of how they're not get their children specifically. I mean, everybody isn't, but specifically children with minorities not getting what's needed and appropriate. And so she was just saying how she was so happy that I had like found my thing. It's kind of like how, I can see your name now, Kim. How someone, you could have an amazing doctor, and they could be a heart surgeon, and that is their thing. That's what they're good at, but have me play sports. I suck. I can't do it. I was horrible. I played soccer. I played the piano. I danced. I was good at dancing. But I am not good at a lot of things. Okay? Just saying it. So being good at being an advocate feels really good because it's not about me. And I said that in that letter that I read to you earlier, and I say it to teams all the time, that you guys need to get over yourselves, because it's not about you. It's not about me. And it's not about the parent. It's about the child. And if you all want to take things so personally, that's going to be your problem. And we will not take that on as our problem. You are going to have to deal with that internally and within yourself. And it needs to be something you work on individually, because that's not our problem. You will be addressed in any way that you seem to feel it is a personal attack. If it regards the child, involves the child. If it doesn't involve the child, I don't care what you do. But if it involves the child, plan to be questioned, plan to be prepared to answer any question asked of you. And don't take it personally. That's how teachers, I'm an educator. I know I have tons of friends that are educators. One of the way in which educators grow is learning how not to take things so personally, and to realize that it's not about us. That's actually selfish. If I thought that winning for the child was about me or the parent or the school district, that's selfish. It's not for me. I'm not going and getting extra speech therapy. I do it because it's the right thing to do. I do it because I've been through the hell and I don't want anybody else going through that again. And that's why I didn't do it to the masses, because it was such an emotional experience and I would cry all the time. And I learned how to separate my emotions. And so when I'm in the IEP meeting, so you can see kind of how I'm talking to you like normally, and I'm joking with Debbie and we're kind of, shooting the shit back and forth. Oh, she had to go. But we were shooting the shit back and forth on, our kids and whatever. Normally I'm just normal Raven, but when it comes to an IEP and IEP meetings, and this is important to know because you want to know what you're dealing with. Because I am very different, as you see when I'm talking to you in regards to an IEP, that I'm not happy-go-lucky, let's have fun person. I'm get down to business. What needs to be addressed? What do I need to follow up on? What do I need to know? What do I need to solve What do I need to do in order to solve it? And let's get the shit done and get the hell out of there. It's like a mission. All right. Like the military or, the Coast Guard or whoever, the FBI or whoever, right? They go, they have a mission, they have a purpose, they go do it. I don't know if you guys are still on live. That's so cool. Okay. So I probably like left and now I'm back, but that is because there's a storm outside. So my electric just went out. But I am done anyway. So you guys probably have jumped off. But I just wanted to let you know I lost electric, so I apologize. So have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys more than likely on Wednesday, maybe tomorrow. And I will talk to you soon. Okay. So I apologize. I lost electric. The storm's outside. But I will talk to you soon. I think we got a lot out today. And for those of you who are just joining, post a 1 below if it's your first or third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Make sure to share this with somebody or anybody that could benefit. And your name will go into the hat. And we will keep this moving with lots of content to come. I will let you know when my membership is launching. Make sure to get on the email list. And hi, Taida, how are you? And when you go back and listen to me, just a tip, because I can do long lives, just watch it in 15-minute increments or listen to it while you're cooking dinner. Okay. Do not make it where it's inconvenient for you. All right. We are busy. All right. So let me talk. You go do your thing in the house and just listen. You got Alexa, right? All right. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful evening.